Morning and welcome back to Friday Yoga. Before we get started, I shall pull a card for us. I heal the habit of fear and I embrace the habit of love. So fear, as you know, we get into our minds, can all go into a spiral, keep spiraling and spiraling. So if we can start healing that process, we can start to fall more into a habit of love. So, without further ado, do feel free to pop some relaxing music on. And we're going to come and lie down and take our relaxation place for the first part of the session. So, settle yourself down and find yourself in a comfortable position. Breathe in through the nose and a sigh through the mouth. Placing your hands low down on your stomach, draw the breath to the warmth of the hands. Let the stomach rise and the back descend closer to the floor. When you feel ready, draw the hands up to the middle lobes of the lungs and welcome the breath to the warmth of the hands. Let the breath slow and deepen. Slowly inhale in through the nose and slowly exhale through the mouth. When you feel ready, bring the hands to the upper lobes of the lungs and welcome the breath here, slow and steady. When you finish a breath cycle, just let the hands fall out to the side. And feel the breath coming into the body. Slower and a bit deeper. On an exhale, hug one knee up into the chest. Inhale in, and as you exhale, hug the other knee in. We're going to draw the knees in circle, linking our breath to the movement. So breathe in for half and out for half. And you'll feel your lower back massaging into the floor. Going one way and slowly going the other. When you feel ready, slip the hands behind the thighs, let the feet fly up into the air. Hold the thighs, the calves, the inner arches as you gently rock from side to side. Happy baby, letting the back relax into the floor. When you feel ready, drop one foot down to the floor and cross the ankle over that thigh. Reach around the thigh, so coming into 4 angled stretch. And here you're going to pull your thigh into the body. Use your elbow to push the opposite knee out. And you can rock a little from side to side if you will. Just to keep releasing those deep muscles. When you feel ready, release the thigh and cross the other ankle over your back. Reaching around the thigh, pushing the elbow into the knee to increase the stretch. And you can again rock from side to side. When you feel ready, release the thigh and gently come to roll on one side. And from here, gently push up into a comfortable seat. So take a cushion, take a block, whatever you need to make yourself a little more comfortable. Sitting up nice and tall, feel the back elongate as the curves rise up towards the ceiling. Inhale in and exhale out. Roll the shoulders forwards, upwards, back and down. On your next exhale, drop the chin down to the chest. Inhale, chin to shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. And working with the body, with the breath, working into a side neck stretch. Next time you come to one side, feel the ear dropping down to the shoulder, drop the other shoulder away. And when you feel ready, place the hand on top of your head. Don't pull, don't yank, don't stretch, don't go where you shouldn't go, but just add a little to the stretch and breathe into this. Gently release, exhale, and we'll work up, head over to the other side. Definitely going to turn my hair up. Feel the ear dropping down to the shoulder. Inhale in, drop the other shoulder away from the body. And when you feel ready, place your hand on top of your head and stretch that side of the neck out a little bit more. Working with the body and not against it. Gently release, exhale, drop the head down, interlink your fingers, and we're just going to place it on the back of the neck. Breathing into this. Release, inhale, and stretch up. Take one hand to the floor, breathe in as you lift the other hand up, and out as you come over the body. Push the hand on the floor to ground the other side of the bottom down. And you can choose to gaze down to the ground or over the armpit. It's up to you. Inhale, lift up, take the hand behind you, cross your knees, shine as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, twist waist, chest, shoulders, and then neck. Use the hand behind you to give you your height and the hand on the knee as you exhale to twist round. Inhale, lift up and return to center. We'll repeat the other side. Breathe in and out as you come over. Inhale, lifting up, take the hand behind you, cross your knee. Inhale to lift and exhale, twist waist, chest, shoulders and neck. Inhale, lift, exhale, twist. Inhale, lift up and return to center. Release those toes out in front of you. Get the blood flow coming back into them. And when you're ready, cross one leg over, and you can either give yourself a nice little foot massage here or circle the ankle round. Either is fine. When you feel comfortable, picking up your leg, and we're going to rock into our hips. Very gently, across to the other side. Again, circling out the ankle, massaging the foot, whatever your body feels it needs today. It's what you're going to give it. And then picking up the leg and rocking into the hip joint, just to ease it out for a few minutes, a few moments. Placing your feet together, we're going to come into a little bit of butterfly pose. So sitting up nice and tall, we're just going to use our mind correction to drop those knees down to the side. Remember how far it goes can be very much based on your anatomy of your hips. Roll the shoulders back, and if you wish, you can lean forward and press on the thighs to come and help them descend a little bit more. Working with the body and not against it. Lovely. Easing away, and we're going to come into our all fours position because we're going to do our cat-cows. Now, as always, we do these not always just formally, where you just inhale, drop the back, exhale, arch. I do encourage you to find the movement in your back, in your spine that feels good for you. And that can be dynamic, it can be bigger, but it really is in this movement time to explore the stiffness and the parts where your body's needing a little bit more care. Lovely. When you feel ready, come to a comfortable seat, and we're going to do some shoulder flossing for our shoulders. So you can sit however you like for this part, and grab hold of your belts. I think I'm going to have to come forwards, but I'm going to hit the ankle. So taking hold of your belt, wider is easier, narrower, shorter, but you can sometimes get a greater range of movement if you keep it wide. But here I really encourage you to find what feels good in your body as you work into the shoulders, come into those twists, but really just bring a little bit of movement into the shoulders. We're mostly going to be working our hips and sides bodies today, but we should never forget about the shoulders. They're the ones that can cause us lots of discomfort and headaches. When you feel ready, place the belt to one side. We're going to come up into gate or sideways stretch. We'll do a few variants of this. So do feel free to grab a pad under the knees or a cushion or a folded blanket. Just make us a little bit more comfortable. So sitting up nice and tall, lifting up the bottom. So you've got a high kneeling pose. We're going to take one leg out to the side. Now, what your toes do is up to you. It can face forwards, it can come out on a line, or it can come at an angle. It really doesn't matter too much. So my hand on the outstretched leg, I'm just going to place it down. My knee, arm, I'm going to lift up. I'm going to breathe in, create that length. And as I breathe out, I'm going to bend over towards my outstretched leg. Doesn't look much, but you'll feel it. If you wish, you can take the hand and pull that wrist a little bit more over, and that might get you a little bit more into that stretch. Try not to come forwards, but try to keep it in that straight line. Lovely. When you feel ready, lifting up, we're going to take that hand down to the floor. Feel free to put your hand onto a block if it's more comfortable. Breathe in, lift up, and as you breathe out, take it overhead. This should feel a little bit more comfortable. Inhale, lift up. And bring that knee back. Hope that got into that side body. It always makes me breathe a lot more deeply coming into side body stretches. So when you feel ready, come to the upright kneeling position, so bottoms up, and take the other leg out to the ground. Again, doesn't matter so much where your toes are pointing. Outstretched leg, arm on that leg. Inhale, the kneeling leg arm, breathe it lifting up. Inhale for the height, and as you exhale, come over. And if you feel you want to take hold of your wrist to aid to that stretch, breathe in and breathe into that deepening of the stretch. Breathing in, lifting up, and taking that hand gently down to the floor. Don't flop down in your wrist and create any problems for yourself. Breathing in, lifting up that top hand, and as you breathe out, take it over into an outstretch. Deep breathing. And when you feel ready, easing up and bring that knee back. And what we'll do now is we're just going to come back into a child's pose. So widening the knees, dropping the bottom back, leading the arms forward, and just letting the body relax. Okay, when you're feeling a bit ready, easing your way back up. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to come into working into our lizard pose. So let me just bring my thing back. for the cameras, makes me sound all fancy. Stepping one leg forward into sort of a regal position. And what we're going to do is we're going to lean forward, pushing our hip flexor forward. And if you wish, you can lift up that arm. You can even lift up both as you start working into this hip flexor back here. On the exhale, dropping back. Now, it won't matter if you want to keep the bottom upwards and flex your foot as you lean forward, or if you want to drop back onto your bottom and again working into your runner's stretch. When you feel ready, we're going to come back into that hip flexor. Again, pushing that bottom forward, breathing in, lifting up so you get a nice stretch in that lower back as it pushes forwards, a nice working with the arch. And when you come back into your runner's lunge, again, choose whether you want your bottom up or down. It makes very little difference, but it should feel quite an intense stretch on the back of this leg. When you ease forward this time, we're going to sink into our lizard. So feel free to take your block. Feel free to widen that front leg out to the side. And if you wish, you can drop down to the elbows. And you can lift and let the foot ease off so the hip goes out wide. And you're going to focus in on that deep breathing part. When you feel ready, easing your way back up. This is normally in class where everyone has that big sigh of relief. So if you're giving one in your living room today, feel free to let it out. But that should have felt kind of good on the leg and the hips, because you can go quite deep into these poses. So let's just give ourselves a little bit of a moment to readjust and come into a position when again you feel ready, because we're going to go for the other side. So kneeling upwards, bottoms up, pushing one leg, the other leg forward. We're going to ease forward into that other hip flexor. So really pushing that back bottom forwards. Inhale, lifting up one arm, and if you wish to go for two, feel free. Deep breaths. Easing back into runner's lunge again. You can have your bottoms up for this one. I tend to go with my bottom down for the first one and bottoms up for the second. Easing in, inhale, lift, exhale, forward fold. And if you're already easing back forwards, we'll come again to this deep hip flexor. Take your time, don't jump from one stretch to the other. Make sure you're working with your body. And gently easing back into your runner's lunge. Breathing in, lengthen. Breathe out, forward fold. So breathe in, lift. Breathe out, fold. That should feel quite intense on the back of the hamstring and into the calf. When you feel ready, you're going to ease your way forward. Feel free to grab a block, bring your earth up, take the front leg out a bit as you ease your way forwards and down. Let that hip open up. And we're going to spend quite a few breaths here, feeling into that. And when you're going to ease out, feel free to make any groans of, oh, that went quite deep. Whew. The hips should be feeling quite nice and open by now, which is always a good thing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come and lay down. Do feel free to bring your belt into your hand for a little bit more hip opening lying down. So feel free to take a comfortable position. Feel free to have a block or a pillow under your head. And what we're going to do is we're going to lie down with our legs stretched out. Take a little bit of an inhale, maybe not a little, maybe a deep inhale. Rotate the toes so they point upwards. Inhale in, hug the knee in. When you feel ready, take hold of your belt, wrap it around the arch of the foot. Inhale in, and as you exhale, you're going to push that foot up into the air. Now, it doesn't matter how high you go, it doesn't matter how stretched your foot is. As long as it's feeling good for you, this is where it's meant to be. And here you can have big movements working with the breath, or you can be working on the shorter, smaller movements. Really close your eyes and feel into that back leg, back of the leg. And when you feel ready, take the belt in the same hand as the leg that's up. Take the other one out to the floor. And as you exhale, you're going to take this leg over to the side. And again, it can be circles, it can be quite flat, it can be quite crazy high. Wherever it is, I want you to feel good and be able to push your foot into the belt and feel that opening in the hip. When you feel ready, bend the knee, release the foot, and let the legs stretch out and enjoy that feeling. Slight difference in the body on both sides. Always the hips for a good day. Get the heart rate going. Now I'm just going to swap sides simply because the practicality of putting my other leg into the fireplace. but you feel free to stay there for an extra minute. So when you feel ready, rotate the toes so they point upwards. Inhale in as you exhale, hug the knee in to the chest. Wrap your belt around the arch of the foot to catch the foot sometimes. On your inhale in, bend the knee. On your exhale, extend the leg up into the air. Again, doesn't matter how far it goes, as long as you're feeling good. So you can do big movements or smaller, more concentrated movements. Find what feels good in the body. When you're feeling comfortable, take the belt in the same arm as the leg that's up. I'm going to take it out to the side. Again, small movement, big movements, circles, high, low, as long as it's feeling good for you. Go there. Bend the knee, releasing the belt, and enjoy that feeling of length and openness in the whole body. Take a couple of breaths. You feel ready to bend the knees and place the feet flat on the floor. Inhale in. As you exhale, drop the knees over to the side. This is a completely passive stretch, so let go. As you breathe in, work out what you're holding on to. Breath, fingers, the teeth. As you exhale, try and release any tension in small sections. You won't be able to do it all in one go. Already inhale up the knees, resettle the pelvis if you like, and exhale them to the other side. Again, locate tension. As you exhale, try and release it in small areas. Inhaling up the knees, resettle, and we'll come to our penultimate. Exhale to the side, and either stretch your heel away, hold your knee, or step the foot over the knee. It doesn't matter which, as long as you've got a nice twist on the body. Remember, this is the passive twist. Release the twist, inhale up the knees, and exhale to the final twist. Again, taking a variation that feels good for you with that top leg. Let go. Let go. Already release the variation. Inhale the knees up and settle down into a position that's comfortable for your Shavasana. Inhale in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. You settle into your breath. Feel the body relaxing into the floor. Let the floor support your body in all the areas that it meets the ground. And know that when the curves come up away from the body, that the floor is still there, energy supporting you and surrounding you. You can relax at peace and at ease. Know that you are safe, that you are protected, you are cared for, you are loved. When those thoughts come into the mind, let them pass like the clouds. As you relax and settle and soften into the body. You are safe, you are cared for, you are protected, and you are loved. Let your body drift as you become weightless, floating at peace and at ease with yourself, with your surroundings. You are safe, you are protected, you are cared for, and you are loved. Breath flows easily to you, and the mind settles in through the nose, out through the mouth. You are safe, you are protected, you are cared for, and you are loved.